Yeah.
I thought we were doing.
Okay.
And we're gonna see how it looks because these are important.
Do you have the Arkansas naming one?
No.
Okay, I have that one. Do you have the Czech Republic nuclear bikini contest
Yeah, I saw
one?
that today.
Okay.
I'll blow through most of them. Are you ready?
Internet being shitty.
Internet, we're here. I'm Hunter.
Wait.
Danny.
Wait, can we restart? So I can
Yeah, he has to log in.
Okay.
Where's your laptop and stuff?
I forgot it.
You bitch.
Alright, we're starting. Ah! The noise
Are you
spikes,
okay?
I'll start it. This is where I'll start it, 'cause noise
Okay.
spikes.
Do you need requires?
Internet, we're here. I'm Hunter. This is Matt. This is Gerardo.
I'm the one that is Mexican.
We are Milky Way News. This is episode 4, I think.
I think.
We're back. I mean, you should stop shaking the table. We got a lot of news.
No,
We're kind of gonna dive right into this. None of them has do you have any big news to share before we dive into the real news?
Real news?
You were supposed to notice that. I mean, I don't think
Not really.
Yeah, the past week's been pretty tame.
I've been at work and I don't know.
Yeah, life's hard, annoying.
I work, yeah.
Let's just dive in because we got a lot of news to say. Let's just go for it. All right,
Cool.
let's start out with some Star Wars. Okay,
Okay.
you ready? Okay. Do you know about the new Star Wars stuff?
No.
Okay, so a new
No, the Han Solo stuff.
a new Star Wars game. Danny, do you know the new Star Wars stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. So details on a new Star Wars game have leaked. It's slated for a 2018 release.
Oh, forgot about the beer.
Oh, okay. Oh, Danny, who's our? Oh, what's with your hair? Jesus.
Some Johnny Bravo.
Danny, who is our? Canada. And also,
That's
what's
what's up with your hair?
Brewing Indeed Company. It's called Indeed.
Indeed.
Indeed is our sponsor this
Indeed.
week, unofficial. Lavender, sunflower, honey dates. Holy fuck. Lavender, sunflower, honey dates.
All of the above.
Honey ale.
You want to go into what?
It looks hippie as
This
frick.
is brewed somewhere.
Minneapolis.
7.2%. It's kind of weak. That's fine.
Kind of weak.
7.2.
For beer, it's pretty weak. Beer can usually get up to 50%.
Yeah, it needs to lift.
There's one.
Crack open a cold one.
He always cracks it away from his computer.
Yeah.
Everyone has to do the slurp.
Wow. Lavender.
Oh shit,
I
that's
only got the bubbles. Bubbles doesn't taste good. Can you not this time? Can you not laugh for once?
Where do you think you are?
Can you not throw up again, please?
Throw up.
Just swallow it. Why is your belt undone?
What?
Why is your belt undone? All right,
Where have
gentlemen.
you been?
Cheers to the open road.
Cheers. Cheers, beers.
All right, the beer is better than the fizz.
That's actually
yeah, that's pretty good.
Really tastes like
that's
lavender.
pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good.
All right, thanks, sponsors.
Hey, that's pretty good.
You're the only one that gets me on the table because
Thanks
everything
for giving
goes.
us so much money to buy your beer.
All we have this week is beer and a Chinese takeout menu.
Oh, and a fidget spinner.
Yeah, we're hip. Alright, so Visceral Games is making the Star Wars game. It's set to take place between A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back. You will control a character called Dodger, who evaded the Imperial Draft and is working in the criminal underground with Boba Fett, or Jabba the Hutt, I mean. And he has his own crew and has a light whip, blaster, and grapple stick. Basically, you're going to carry out bounties. And you're just going to see like the dark world of Star Wars. So that's just a new Star Wars game. That'll be kind of cool.
So tell us more about the main character.
All we know is Dodger, he evaded the Imperial Draft, so he's kind of on the run.
His name is Dodger.
Yeah, because Dodge, yeah.
That was creative.
That's
Doger.
Number 2, do you guys hear about the new longest confirmed kill?
No.
No,
Longest
okay.
confirmed
someone
kill?
Yeah.
died for really long.
So,
what do you mean by longest?
Someone
though?
died for really long.
Right, okay. So this is confirmed.
Double confirmed.
This year, maybe a few months ago, a Canadian soldier in Iraq shattered the world record for longest confirmed kill. He was from the Joint Task Force 2. The sniper took a shot from a high-rise the ISIS target, and the bullet traveled, I think it was 2.1 or 2.2 miles, and it traveled for between 9 and 10 seconds to reaching its target. And if you imagine, like, the gravity of the heat, the wind, like
The curvature
everything.
of the Earth.
Curvature of the Earth. 9
That was
seconds
9
to bullet.
seconds.
If the
That was 9
Earth was
seconds.
round.
So that's if the Earth was round, and that's the newest confirmed kill. Even just to spot that, like your spot's like, hey, see that guy out there?
Oh.
Get him. It's like,
I wonder how long the barrel was. Probably like
medium.
2 yards.
Probably like 7.
Number 3. I'm gonna blow through these. This one's called
Drugs?
Yeah, this one's called drugs. This one's
Well,
kind
I
of
like
long.
drugs.
What are drugs?
This one's important though. A UN report released Thursday states 5% of the world's population abused drugs at least once in recent years, and nearly 30 million could be dependent on narcotics to the point of needing treatment. The report also said the U.S. accounts for 25% of drug-related deaths annually, and death rates continued to rise, reaching more than 52,000 in 2015. Of the almost 12 million people worldwide illegally injecting drugs, 1.6 million have HIV, and 6.1 million are living with hepatitis C. At least twice as many men as women suffer from drug use disorders. Over 100 countries reported the emergence of 739 new psychoactive substances that change brain function and result in alterations in the perception and mood between 2009 and 2006. Cocaine use in Europe increased by 30%. Global opium production increased by 1/3 in 2016. And improved poppy yields in Afghanistan were the major factor. Heroin and morphine seizures were down in Bulgaria, Greece, and Turkey, and countries along the traditional Balkans route for drug smuggling over 2014 and 2015. But they were sharply up over the same period along the route through Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia, via the Black Sea to Ukraine and Romania. So drugs.
So, you said that like HIV has gone up, but that's just drugs that you inject?
So that's, what did I say? Of the almost 12 million people worldwide illegally injecting drugs, so of the people injecting drugs, 12 million, 1.6 million have HIV.
How many drugs do you inject? All of them.
I bet you can,
At once.
Marijuana.
yeah, all of them.
You inject 7 marijuanas.
Advil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tums.
so that's our drug news.
Drugs.
Keep
So
going.
why do we think? Why do you think that it's increasing?
Profitable, and it's cheap. Cheap for consumers, profitable for people.
It's becoming more of a commodity.
I mean, the report mentions the poppy yields only affect certain drugs, but higher yields equal lower costs, so that's probably part of it.
Yeah.
I wonder if financial circumstances in a country have to do with people resorting to it. Probably a lot of factors, though.
Yeah.
I guess that was an interesting report. I went through it
Yeah.
for a little bit. Some climate news. Some would say good news from the Republican front. A new organization called the Climate Leadership Council was created with a mixture of Republicans and energy companies to fight climate change. They propose a federal carbon dividend where carbon emissions are taxed and the funds are invested back into the public sector. Founding members include BP, Shell, ExxonMobil, GM, James Baker, who was Secretary of Treasury under Reagan and Secretary of State under the first Bush, and George Shultz, who was Secretary of State under Reagan. So businesses and Republicans collaborating on a climate change approach that still taxes carbon, but then invests the tax dollars. So it's a different approach. It's kind of like a bipartisan way to do it. So
This
progress.
is something.
The next one is regarding AIDS. Scott's
The best.
Scott's goats
Hearing aids?
and 5. No, AIDS for your body, which can also be hearing aids. AIDS inside your body.
It
Band-Aids.
inside my body.
Good song.
Band-Aids.
So 6 leading members of the Presidential Advisory Council on HIV/AIDS, quit after months of Trump
You're not
simply
excused.
ignoring their council. And since campaigning to last week. Oh, since the campaigning began like 2 years ago to last week, Trumper. Trump never thought insight from the HIV Council, and their advice was completely disregarded for the new Republican health care bill. So there is now no one on the Advisory Council for HIV/AIDS, and also there's still hundreds of appointments or positions unappointed. That's our politics and AIDS news.
Politics and AIDS.
Well, isn't politics AIDS?
Yeah, that's why they're connected.
I mean,
Next one's regarding Matt and laundry pods. No, you're not
Matt?
supposed to eat.
Matt?
You know those laundry pods that look like candy that I eat?
Yeah.
Don't eat those. So,
What?
okay, so
It tastes so good.
So the brightly colored laundry pods
Part
that
of it is chewy and part of it is crunchy.
Yeah, they look
Yeah.
like minty.
like a
mints.
good Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
How else is my shit
So-
gonna smell good?
You know how parents tell kids not to eat them?
They do?
Well, it should be the other
Mine
way
don't.
around. Well, they
Kids should tell parents not to eat them?
yes, because so the Consumer Product Safety Commission's latest figures just came out. Over the past 5 years, 2 children and 6 adults had cognitive impairment disorders, so they were
Mentally retarded. That's the
We should-
clinical
We
term.
shouldn't laugh.
they had cognitive impairments. So 2 kids, 6 adults died from ingesting them. 5 in the U.S. and 1 in Canada.
Dang it, Canada.
Yeah, Canada or unofficial sponsor.
1 person up there.
Doing it wrong.
Number
Justin
7.
Trudeau.
There is a tick called the Lone Star tick.
Is he
As
from Texas?
Lone
it is,
No, it's from
But-
Tejas.
but as the
Ah.
As the Earth is warm, that was bad.
As the Earth is getting flatter.
As the Earth is getting flatter and warmer, the tick is spreading, moving north and into areas of higher populations,
Oh, no.
and it's infecting dozens of more people every year. Now, the thing with this, there's an alpha gal protein that the tick puts in your body that makes you allergic to meat.
What?
So,
Oh, I saw that.
dozens of people
Yeah.
every year are becoming allergic to meat because of this tick. Something
I
about
think I heard about a case
Go vegan.
about a guy in Kansas City that got a bite from a tick, which I'm guessing it's this one because none of the doctors knew what
Yeah.
this disease was. They'd never seen it before, and he died. Obviously,
yeah, it sucks.
What a way to go vegan.
now's the time, if any.
We're going from vegan to Whole Foods. Number 8. It's got the vegans go to Whole Foods, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If
Amazon.
you go to Whole Foods buffets, there's like 2 things with meat in them.
I prefer
Really?
half foods. I've never been in a Whole Foods. That was
It's
funny.
good. I like Whole Foods. I do. I
Isn't it
enjoy
expensive?
It is expensive, but it's wholesome. And
It's
there's
wholesome. Is that why it's called Whole Foods?
Okay,
No,
we're done.
man.
No, we're done. We got news to share. We're keep going.
I remember the first time I went to a Whole Foods after coming from Mexico. I was like 3 weeks after moving here, and I was like, "Oh, it looks like a store. I'm gonna go in there and check it out." So I went in there with like $10 because I was 14,
Get a bag of ice.
and I was like,
Got
where
one.
where are the Cheetos? Like this store sucks, and I bought like Whole Foods Cheetos for like $6 a bag, and I was like, these Cheetos suck.
I should go to Whole Foods sometime. Maybe.
It's good.
Can
Okay.
I ask?
But it is
Can I ask
expensive.
someone like, "Excuse me, sir, where are your Cheetos?"
Can I buy 1 olive from you for $10?
Yeah.
Anyway, Amazon just bought Whole Foods.
Shit.
So this happened last
We
week.
ship food to our houses.
Within hours of this happening, its competitors, Target, Walmart, collectively lost $32 billion in stock market value. That's wild. But yeah, so basically, groceries to your door are going to become a thing next couple of years.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be called Prime Foods
I mean,
now?
that's what milk used to be, you know?
Yeah,
And like some people do it with like Schwann's.
yeah. Schwan delivery.
It's not that out of the.
Number 9, Oregon news. News from Oregon. Oregon became the first state in the U.S. to offer
Oregon.
more than 2 gender options on IDs, making it the first to legally recognize non-binary, intersex, and agender people. Good job, Oregon.
How do they? Isn't that whole sex thing in order to identify your gender if you get killed in a car accident?
But Oregon's
Yeah.
progressive.
But how are they going
But
to
they're
identify
progressive.
your
So
gender?
They
Because
are
then they'll
playing
know
pretend.
what organs can't go to someone.
Okay. I thought the whole
So
reason
people are going to
about
die from this essentially.
I hold not die, but they're gonna have a hard time finding out who they are after they're dead.
Oh, good job, Oregon.
Only in
You've,
Oregon.
Made a mistake.
They didn't think of that. Number 10, space news. Not the normal space news, but a recent rocket launch from Russia launched, and after one of the debris fell from space and landed in a grass field in Russia, a fire started and 2 people died. So
Way to go, space.
Why? Because
Um,
they're hanging out in the grass?
it was a big fire apparently, and one dude was in his car who was working on the fire, and I guess he just got engulfed in it somehow.
Oh, that's not a good way to go.
I have 4 other things, so it's actually 14.
A baker's dozen.
Sure. Out of California, Attorney General some name, will bar state employees from
Yes.
business trips to 4 states, Texas, Alabama, Kentucky, and South Dakota, over their anti-LGBT discriminatory practices. Thank you, Q.
Wait, what were the four? Texas, Alabama, South Dakota,
And Kentucky.
Kentucky.
So, state legislators in Texas, Alabama, and South Dakota this year passed new laws allowing adoption of foster parent agencies to refuse service to LGBTQ families. And a new Kentucky law would allow student organizations at state schools to block LGBTQ people from membership. So California will not sponsor state employees to go to these states.
I'm gonna piggyback off of that.
Yes, please.
A new thing just passed in Arkansas that
Yes, I did see that.
same-sex couples that adopt kids, they gotta put both of their names, their surnames for the kid on birth certificates.
Is it they get to or they have to?
They have to.
I thought the get to was the big news.
No, it says must list sex parents' names on birth certificate.
Okay.
Same-sex parents' names
So it has
on
to
birth
be like a
certificate.
hyphenated
Before
last
that,
name?
yeah, before that they had. It's kind of a progressive thing, but not really, because before that they had to get the what do you call it? The biological parent's name. They wouldn't allow them to change the name to the same-sex couple.
Oh,
So it had to be the biological mother's surname.
Mhm.
They weren't able to change it. And now they have to do both parents' surnames.
so even if the parents wanted just one of theirs,
It has
It'd
to be
have
a
to be
both.
both.
No, I saw Gorsuch, who shouldn't be a justice, did a dissent on this.
Gorsuch.
Gorsuch, thank you. He did the dissent, and reading, I quickly scrolled through because he's really boring to read. It seems like he's really gonna have like a narrow approach to these arguments, and seems in favor of, supporting states like Kentucky, South Dakota. But we'll see. That is big news, though. Let's teleport across the world to Turkey.
where?
Gobble gobble.
The Guardian reports that Turkey's senior education official, I can't say his name, says the chapter on evolution will be removed from grade 9 biology textbooks, and the subject will be avoided until students reach the university level. Quote, "We believe that these subjects are beyond the comprehension of students. The move is disappointing, but not entirely surprising. Pro-creationist voices in Turkey have been agitating for years, and parents have started to protest the way religion is being taught in schools. Earlier this year, the country's deputy prime minister described evolution as being, quote, archaic and, quote, lacking sufficient evidence."
Huh.
So good luck to the youth in Turkey. 2 more.
There's like
you got a
no
what?
evidence for either.
I have 2 more articles.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you were a tumor.
You know I'm a tumor. You know, like the marshmallow experiment with kids? They sit in front of a marshmallow. If they wait 10 minutes, they get a second marshmallow.
Yeah.
But
So-
you can eat the first one.
I don't have the whole article, but this was performed with African farmers' kids, and they were exponentially greater at waiting over white European kids for their second treat of their choosing, while like a majority of white European kids failed the test. So
Take the first one right away.
yeah, well the African kids, I don't know if they were all farmers' kids, but they were able to wait. So I don't know if it implies something about childhood raising or cultural issues. Interesting nonetheless.
Yeah, or other demographics.
The last one I saved for last because it relates to CRISPR, which we had a great debate on. 14.
Fry your chicken with CRISPR.
That was a deep fryer.
Put your vegetables in the crisper.
Yes.
Put your CRISPR in the.
CRISPR, I barely know her.
Thanks, Matt. Number 14. Researchers have shown preliminary but promising results for potential cure for Huntington's disease. Using the genetic therapy known as CRISPR, the team was able to provide a permanent therapeutic treatment for this condition in mice. Huntington's disease is a fatal neurodegenerative disorder that causes the breakdown of nerve cells in the brain. It's an inherited condition that typically begins in adulthood and is caused by a gene that produces proteins that are toxic to cells in the brain. The research, published in the Journal of Clinical Investigation, focused on mice engineered to develop Huntington's disease with symptoms like impaired movement developing when they are 9 months old. The team then used CRISPR to change the genes of the mice, and within 3 weeks, the mice were significantly improved, although not back to the level of a healthy mouse. So, gave the mice Huntington's at 9 months old. 3 weeks later, mostly
mean.
cured.
Why'd they give the mice Huntington's disease?
Be-
They didn't want that.
Prove they didn't.
Did they ask for
Prove
it?
the mice
For
didn't
the-
want it.
It's for
The
the
mice
greater
told me.
good. The greater good.
All right, that was.
Hot fuzz.
Look at this photo of us.
A baker's dozen.
When is that?
That was 1 week.
What the heck is happening?
Because our last episode when we recorded, because my phone takes photos when you wave. So I had like
Oh.
15 photos at random times because someone waved just like, yeah, when you do this, it takes a photo.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I'm weird.
That's my friend
hey,
Ronnie. I have to
didn't-
wait to get a super like so I can super like her.
You didn't see the story that you didn't say the story that I was thinking.
Well, it's your
hoping you would
story.
say. Oh, okay. All right.
Duh.
We should all leave now when he says this. Dan, you want to go to Canada?
Danny.
Canada? Well, that is part of their sponsorship is a free trip to the Nunavut territory on the Northwest
Oh,
Passage.
would
I
you
heard that isn't real.
Oh.
Canada, that is.
Canada
What?
is real or
Gerardo.
Canada's not real?
Israel?
What was that last time? It's real. Gerardo, tell me about bikini people.
What?
It's bikinis.
The Bikini Atoll in the Pacific Ocean.
No, bikini in Czech Republic.
Oh yeah. So just to show you how some of the countries that those Eastern Bloc countries are still pretty
Progressive?
Soviet.
Oh.
The Czech Republic did something that sounds really Russian
Awesome.
and awesome.
Russian
They
isn't
held
fast?
they held the nuclear power plant
Russia?
bikini contest.
So it's a state-run power
It's a
plant.
state-run power plant.
Okay.
And they hosted a bikini contest for
The-
graduates.
With the interns, yeah.
Yeah, on nuclear physics,
Okay.
and the winner gets an internship in the nuclear power plant.
That seems fair and equal.
So they take
Yeah.
they take all these like sexy pictures in bikinis, but they're like inside like cooling towers.
And the public votes on which one's the best.
I can't think of anything that would attract me more than
I mean-
bikinis in a power plant.
You could say it's super bad, but good photos.
You looked at them?
I looked at them.
yeah, they're hot.
I mean, I read the article
What
and
do
there's
Czechoslovakian girls look like?
2 legs
Are
and
they
arms.
similar to German girls?
Czech.
Just 2 legs and 1 arm.
Because they're in the nuclear
Czech,
power plant?
Czech is actually closer to
German.
Bavarian than it is to
Barbarian?
Bavarian. Bavaria,
Yeah.
Czechia. That's what they want to go by now.
Czechia.
Czechia it's actually culturally closer to Bavaria
Yeah.
than it is to Slavic.
Yeah.
So they're
They're more like German.
they're more German. Yeah.
I once had a waiter that was Czech, and he said, "Here comes the check with your check."
What did you wait for?
Check, please.
I left.
What did you leave?
The
What?
What did you leave?
I left a check
For the waiter?
for the check.
yeah. Hitler should have kept us dead, man.
God damn it.
It's
That's good.
a picture of a citrus fruit.
Another story.
Saddle out.
They need more context than that.
No, it's
No,
pretty funny. Oranges are funny.
I mean, that's pretty. Citrus fruit is funny.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. I can't think of anything more funny than a citrus fruit.
2 citrus fruits. What's your news, boy?
The sourdough cocktail
Ah, okay.
in Dawson, Canada.
Dawson Creek?
Yeah.
Give me a blowjob.
So there is this little lodge in the city of Dawson in Canada. I think it's in the Yukon territory.
Yukon.
Dawson.
Yukon. Sorry.
So they have
bad
Wait,
Yeah.
Comic Con?
shut up.
Comic Con in San Diego.
Okay, that was worse than
Dude,
mine.
I think your facts
I think
are
it's
wrong.
fun.
So starting in
Here's a cone in my
1973,
drink.
the city of Dawson started the sourdough cocktail, which is a cocktail that they put sour and whiskey, and then they throw a mummified human toe in it. And
And a cock?
Part of
And
the
a toe.
challenge.
Yeah.
Part of the challenge is that the toe has to touch your lips while you're drinking it. But people keep fucking stealing the toes
Wait,
or they
so
swallow it.
where do they get
Oh,
the toes?
It was one toe
Do they
from.
just-
It was
the original toe was from a dude that was trekking about Canada, and he got frostbite, so they had to amputate his toe. Somehow
Put
it
a
ended
drink.
in a collection in a preserved in alcohol, and then
Because there's only so many mummified toes.
I know, and then they put it in alcohol, and then for some reason they decided to put it in a cocktail as part of the thing.
why the fuck not?
I mean,
And every
if you're
time
my
someone-
dad,
What
alcohol
else-
kills anything.
Yeah, and what? Oh.
No, like if like there's like so if
Oh,
no,
it
he's
kills
not
bacteria.
like an alcoholic. No,
Oh.
it's like if someone that has a cold drinks out of like a beer, and then he's like, oh well, it's alcoholic, so I won't get sick.
It kills bacteria.
So and
Not like that.
That did sound really bad.
That sounded really
Yeah.
bad. Not like
in
that.
the
Hi, Jay.
last 50 years that
He's
this
not
challenge
watching
has been
this.
going on,
Because he's dead.
Oh, he killed my brother.
No, the alcohol did.
It kills anything.
Wait, this is a killer
Anyway,
toe?
can I finish my story, please?
Damn it.
That was a rough tangent.
Hey, boss.
Post sign?
So in the 50 years that this thing has been going on, they've gone through 7 different toes.
Pretty good ratio.
So what they do every time a toe is like stolen or eaten,
You eat it on purpose.
they eat it on purpose.
Okay.
Dick move.
They probably
Oh,
steal
the
it for
toe
fear
They
factor.
put a wanted sign for
Mummified toes.
frostbitten toes.
That's probably pretty common.
It's pretty common
Yeah.
in the Yukon territory. So
Oh, yeah.
they ask people that have frostbite if they want to donate their toe to the Dawson Lodge.
It's like a charity. We need toes.
And
Someone will lose like their entire foot and walk with one
so
because they don't have any toes.
They drink their own toe.
Yeah.
so yeah, people either steal it or they swallow it or
That's gross.
Don't judge.
So it would probably be worse if you got a big toe.
oh, it is a big toe.
Well, you could get a meat.
They're all big.
They're all
toes?
big toes.
Oh, I thought they were like.
How did someone swallow that?
What if you died
Very
from
carefully.
choking on a
God.
mummified toe and
Okay,
their toes
I
became
imagine-
mummified?
I imagine if you're
Your
gonna
toenail and everything.
if you're gonna order the toe drink,
It's still growing.
you're a few good drinks in if you're ready to drink the toe drink. Like you're ready to like get fucked up, and you probably don't know you're eating and swallowing a toe.
Big toes are
Big.
big.
There you have it.
Like,
Facts
how
are
do
in.
you swallow that?
I mean,
Well,
have
you
you ever
carefully
swallowed a really
don't.
big pill?
Not that big.
Why not?
I mean, what if they're like the big toe of like a child? Be little.
no, these are like grown men's toes.
Are they hairy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get a
Some
little
of them might.
texture on there.
Oh, imagine the little tickle as it goes down to your throat.
Mmm.
Or like the toenail just scraping.
Oh, they get
Stop.
All right, I'll try it. I'll
Anyway,
try it. Give me a toe.
You know that there's like black gunk under the toenail.
Get my bottle of
Just
gin
like-
and
just
give
like
me my
built
toe.
They
Top.
weren't clean toes when they died.
Just built up from like people sucking on it.
Imagine the lips that touch. Don't imagine it.
Stop. Anyway,
I'm just picturing the Czechoslovakian girls doing that.
I'm just picturing
Full
the child.
circle.
Czechoslovakia stopped existing in 1992.
Czech girls.
Czech.
Check it out.
No.
Easy boys.
The Czech and the Slovakian girls. That's what I meant.
Check out
Slovakian girls are pretty hot
our
too.
podcast that you're watching.
Check it out.
Finn girls are pretty hot too.
Norwegian girl.
Girls
Weird
with
hell.
fins are weird.
I like girls.
Dude,
with
why you gotta
fins.
judge? They have land.
What?
I like whale human
Finland.
hybrids. Alex Jones told me about him.
Finn, cut.
Yeah,
About the thing. Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
yeah.
Matt, news? You got stuff?
Not really.
Tell us about Canada.
Canada. So, I have a funny story that... Okay, you can leave.
There's a punchline.
So we were coming back into the U.S. Going into Canada was like normal questions asked. You know, like whose car is this? Like,
Going in or back?
why are you so ugly? Like, going into Canada.
Okay.
It's your
But then
It's like waking up.
we came back and we had a cooler in the trunk, just with like snacks and stuff.
Cool.
And the guy took The guy took our passports, and at first he made fun of my car. He's like, "What do you have, a squirrel in your tire?" Because my shocks are bad and they squeak. So he made fun of that.
You drove your white car out there?
Oh yeah, that's why it's in the shop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, did
And
anything
then-
bad happen to it, or just like it's done?
The brakes are shot and the shocks are shot.
Who shot it?
Canadians.
They have guns in Canada.
I love
Why?
people try to tell a story on this.
But he looked back and he saw the cooler and he's like, "What's in the cooler?" And we're like,
Toes.
"Snacks, toes, some mayonnaise, some clementines." And he's like, "Gotta get rid of the clementines." And we're like,
Oh yeah, produce.
and he was like, "Can't have any citrus fruit coming into the country." And we're like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Turn off the car, take the keys out, go and take the clementines out."
Was there a
Like,
bin you gotta put it in?
Okay, yeah. So I went back and I took out the clementines, and we still thought he was joking. I'm like, "I have these from the U.S. I bought them here." And I'm like, "Is there like a garbage anywhere?" He's like, "Oh, there's like a confiscated items bin over there," and it's just like a big garbage tin. And I opened it up, and just full of like oranges and like one tomato. And then we sit down, and he doesn't ask us anything else. He just gives us our passports, and he's like, "Welcome home." Like, that's the biggest threat to America is citrus fruit.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Any produce.
All right, literally every show in New Zealand, the only shows they have are about spraying pesticides on farms. Like so, it's like following the planes, and then they have border security planes or shows, and it's literally that. Like the most exciting
New
scene.
Zealand has no land borders.
No, so it's all like at the airports,
Okay.
and they play the most dramatic music when
Like
someone gets
cops
caught with
music?
like produce in their bags.
That guy's got a gun. That guy has an orange.
Did you tell
Get 'em!
Did you tell them the oranges are from the U.S.?
No, because I didn't want him to shoot me.
Why would he shoot you?
'Cause
You're
I'm a
white.
threat.
You're safe.
I was gonna say that, but I don't want to.
It's better
Sure, I
coming.
know.
It's better coming from the brown guy.
Hey, Philandro's family settled today.
Philandro.
Philando?
Philandro.
Why did you say Philandro?
Philandro.
What's the dude's name? Philandro Colisean?
Castile.
Castillo. What's the Star Wars guy's name?
Lambro Castle.
Lando
Calrissian,
Calrissian.
yeah.
Lando. Yeah. Lando.
He's gonna be played by Childish Gambino.
But yeah, the mom settled for I think $3 million.
The city of St. Anthony.
Do you guys listen to the podcast?
Which one?
74 Seconds?
No, who does that
How long
one?
is it? NPR. NPR did it.
Ow! Ow!
It was really good. I would recommend it to anyone that is interested in the
Best
case.
70 seconds of your life?
72.
No, 70.
4.
74 seconds.
No, because that's the amount of time it took him to turn on
NPR.
his lights to him being dead. So,
NPR did Jacob Waterling
In the dark.
podcast too, and that one was really good.
I
I
would
sent
like to
them
listen to that
a
one,
nice
yeah.
email letter, and they emailed me back saying it was a nice letter.
What?
I emailed them. I was like, "Thank you for doing this podcast. It's really cool to listen to." And they sent me a reply like 8 months later.
today is also I think it's the anniversary.
Of Harry Potter.
No.
20
of
years
the
ago.
Cogden murder.
The what?
The Cogden murder?
What's
It
that?
is. It's Harry Potter's.
The Glensheen Mansion.
Oh,
About
I've never
the
been there. 'cause It's
murder.
really
Oh,
stupid.
What? You thought it was
I
stupid?
well, the mansion. I don't want to go to her mansion.
I thought it was pretty cool.
I don't know the history. What's the murder?
But,
Oh, just some rich people.
no, so the youngest daughter had, like, all the inheritance, and she was, like, just rich, and she adopted 2 daughters, and the youngest one is, like, is her and her, like, second husband, I think, were
Stop.
the ones that were accused of murdering the mom and the housekeeper that was working at the time, because the daughter basically just spent money all the time and just like was in huge debt, and her mom gave her money, so they think that she killed her with her husband to get her inheritance from her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like read the whole book about it, and it's really interesting. Ellie's grandpa was one of the lawyers in it,
Who's Ellie?
Ellie Thompson.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
and Meshbesher was the one that got the.
I was gonna. What's that from? I was gonna say Spice too.
Spence.
That's they have like an attorney's office.
Oh.
But he was the lawyer that got the daughter out because he was her defense lawyer, and he actually won the case.
Oh, so she didn't. No one got convicted for the murder.
So the husband did, and then they tried to convict her for like helping because they think he did the actual killing, and they couldn't prove that she helped. So then they redid his case, and he got out of jail after like 5 years. So
Did they die in the mansion?
yeah,
So that's why people go tour
that's
it.
why, yeah,
Ah.
and also because it's like Minnesota history. because he invested in the Taconite, like, what's it called?
Oh.
The Iron Range.
Yeah, the Iron Range. He invested in that, and so he like made tons of money from that.
I'm gonna do a spin-off off of that. Is that what it's called, spin-off?
Spin-off.
Spin out.
Something. Terrible Minnesota representatives, like Tom Emmer and other Minnesota assholes, and a few people from Arizona and stuff, went up to the Boundary Waters a few weeks ago, I think 2 weeks ago, and they're proposing a new plan to just mine all over the Boundary Waters. 'Cause, yeah,
I thought we tried to stop that.
yeah, but now they're gonna do it again.
That's
I heard, I don't know. I just kind of saw like a headline of it. I didn't actually read it, so it could be false. But I saw this article of there's this super crazy rich man in China who bought a ton of land
Jack Ma.
in the United States and to preserve. So like it's his land that he owns just to preserve it.
like a national park. Kind
Yeah, like
What an asshole.
For public land or just his?
I don't remember
It
exactly.
might be his own private land.
Yeah, but he
so
literally
he
just
just
bought it. So like
What? Do you
So-
know where in the U.S.?
I don't remember where exactly.
Because if it was like Kansas, then it's like okay.
Yeah, what's their grasshoppers?
I
Cool.
can look into
spiders.
it and
Yeah.
Piggybacking off of
Kansas is cool.
assholes.
I want to go to Kansas.
So you know
Two
the
Tickets to Paradise?
Martin Shkreli. You guys remember him?
He's on the court.
He's he's going to court. You know that they've dismissed what's the number? Like 4.
Oh!
I don't remember the number, but they
All the
dismissed
jurors.
a bunch of the jurors because the judge kept overhearing that they were talking about him and saying that he was one of the biggest assholes and like here's a quote, the face of corporate greed.
I heard
So they
people
keep
too.
dismissing jurors because
Another citrus fruit.
Jurors?
No, the picture. Grapefruit.
Yeah, I heard they call them evil and stuff,
yeah,
so they just can't find jurors.
they can't find jurors because everyone hates Martin Shkreli.
Too bad Martin Shkreli's not a
Martin-
fidget spinner.
I'd be
I bet Martin
'cause I don't know
Shkreli
what
got
it is.
a collection of fidget spinners.
I'm gonna get fidget spinners that never stop
Oh!
spinning. Jesus has come back down from heaven, everyone. The dead will
High five.
rise!
do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
Fidget spinners?
You know God only died for our sins for 3 days.
I'll give you $5 if you can tell me what movie that quote is from.
Say it again?
Do you think
Jurassic Park.
Boondock
do you
Saints.
think do you think God lives in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
Cloudy with
Jurassic
a chance
Park.
of meatballs.
Is that Jurassic Park?
I know the movie,
Cloudy with a chance of
but
meatballs.
you don't have any money to pay me with, so I'm not gonna say it.
Ha!
Oh yeah?
Show me $5.
What movie is it?
Spy Kids 2.
What?
Yeah.
That's from fucking
Wait,
Spy
one more say it
Kids.
again? Say it again.
Do you think is Steve Buscemi? He's like, do you? Because like they have all the hybrid monsters.
Steve Buscemi makes every movie he's in.
Did he die in that one?
I don't think
You
so.
better
No,
have.
no, he didn't. Do you think God lives in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
I just like when they make McDonald's in the microwave.
Yeah.
Enough fidget spinning.
Please don't eat
the
my
whole
fidget
point of
spinner.
those is to keep people on task, and that just took us
See?
off.
He just ate a fidget spinner, so it's easy to eat a toe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
you
you
need
could
to-
eat a toe.
The toe's back.
You can swallow a toe.
Is this your card? Oh.
No, I had an ace,
Why is
idiot.
it blue?
Why is
Hunter,
it-
what color is that?
It's spent.
Ah!
It's
Spins.